everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Curtain Up, even though I said these would be like every 2 months, and now they're looking like they're going to be every month because I'm just very busy, which is awesome because if you're busy with seeing lots of theatre, that's not a bad thing. I'm going to get straight into it because, as I said, it's been busy. The first show that I got to see in April was Dreamgirls. Oh my god. This was a show that I was so excited for, and I'm really glad that I finally got to see it. I went with Shawn, obviously, because he's a really big fan of the show. He's seen it now 5 times. Obviously this was my first time, and yeah, it definitely didn't disappoint me. By the way, basically everything that I mention I've vlogged about, so it'll be in the little information thing above my head and also in the description. So if you want to watch anything that I mentioned, you can go and check it out. So Dreamgirls was the first show of my month, and the next theatre thing was an event, and that was with Todaytix and the Curtain Up show. They had an Oliviers event. They do like obviously a special broadcast for the Oliviers just before it. The Curtain Up show, it's a weekly radio show talking all about theatre. They did this broadcast from the Delphont rooms in the Prince of Wales Theatre, which is a beautiful space, and I've visited it a few times before, and it's just so gorgeous, and it was a really fun event. I've never been to a recording of or a live broadcast of a radio show like this, so it was a really fun experience. They had Victoria Hamilton Barrett, some cast members from The Girls, and also Half a Sixpence, who they were interviewing. As I said, there's a vlog of that, and also you can go and listen to the full radio show. I'll have everything linked below. I went to that event with Shawn, and we decided why not go to a show in the evening as well. So we went to the Southwark Playhouse, which is one of my favourite fringe venues. I think the stuff they put on is just amazing, and we went to see a musical called The Life. Now, I'd never heard of this, but Shawn was a big fan of it. He became obsessed with the soundtrack, I think he said like 5 or 6 years ago or something like that. So it was totally new to me, but he knew it. So I was like, oh, I hope you won't be disappointed by it, because I think if sometimes you listen to a show so much before you've even seen it, and then you have kind of some expectations on it, which is why most of the time I don't listen to or see anything of a show before I see it. But it was definitely a very different musical to what I'm used to. It's about prostitutes in New York. I can't remember when it was set now, but not in modern day. I'd say maybe like 30, 40 years ago. So yeah, it was really different to the normal musical I go and see, but I did really enjoy it. The next theatre day I decided to do a 2-show day, quite last minute actually. Yeah, I had 1 show definitely sorted for that day, and I thought, why not throw in another one, because I haven't done a 2-show day in ages. I think the last time I did it was October, which is forever ago now. First up, for the matinee, I went to see the Glass Menagerie at the Duke of York's Theatre, which is a play by Tennessee Williams, and Shawn recommended this one to me. I swear, if Shawn's not in my videos, he's just ridiculously mentioned. So yeah, shout out to you, Shawn, when I'm already shouting you out like all the time. Anyway, yeah, this is one of his favourite plays, and he is so thrilled that this has just been in the West End. So I was like, well, I have to see it, and Todaytix were doing a 24-hour sale for £15 tickets, which is an absolute bargain as it is, but then I also had a £10 off code, so I only paid £5, which felt a bit like naughty, but it was, yeah, I really enjoyed it. And as I always say, I'm not much of a play person. I'd much rather go to a musical, but the performances in this play were absolutely fantastic, so I'm really glad I got to see it. For the evening show of that day, I went to see something totally different. I went to see Aladdin the musical for the first time. The cast is changing soon, and I'd not seen the original cast, not seen the show at all, so I really definitely wanted to see it with the original cast, and I won the lottery for it. They used to do an in-person lottery, and then I think they scrapped that and just made it a digital lottery, so I entered that and only obviously put in 1 ticket, and obviously I won, and I thought, oh, it must be really easy then. But then I've heard since from other people that they've entered it loads and not won, so maybe I just had beginner's luck or something. As I said earlier, I don't really watch or listen to a lot of shows beforehand, and I don't think I'd actually seen or heard anything from Aladdin, but it didn't quite tick all the boxes for me, and you can go and watch my vlog and like listen to everything why and I probably explained it a bit better there. The next exciting theatre related thing was actually an article. So obviously Shawn and I did a whole chunk of videos together, mainly just because we were seeing a lot of theatre together, and from that a website called Theatre People in Australia, one of the guys who works on the site got in contact with me and said how he'd found my videos really helpful in deciding what to pick to see in London and what to book, which is awesome as it is. I love when that happens, when people say, oh, I saw your video of this and then I booked it. I'm like, oh my god, so cool. And he wanted to do an article on Shawn and I and how we got into theatre and why we love it so much and why we review shows, because obviously I do my YouTube stuff and Shawn has a blog as well. So it was just really fun to kind of chat a bit more about that and have an article on us in an Australian website. It's mind-boggling to me. It's amazing. So yeah, thank you to Theatre People Australia for wanting to do that with us, and obviously it'll be linked below if you want to check it out. Going back to shows, the next thing that I saw was Half a Sixpence. I went to see it again. The PR team invited a whole bunch of bloggers along to see the show, and they mentioned in the email that it would be like a sort of meet and greet, potentially get to interview the cast thing beforehand. So I was very excited. I was very excited just to see the show again, really. And then we got there and it was just way more than just seeing the show. We got to have a chat with Charlie Stemp, who plays Arthur Kipps. We got to go and learn some of the choreography from the show on stage, and then as well we went backstage after the show. So it was definitely like one of my favourite theatre experiences ever. It was so cool, and I've still got the song stuck in my head like, what, 2 weeks later. It was amazing. So please do go and watch the vlog of that, because it makes me so happy. Like, everything that happened that day, it was amazing. The day after seeing Half a Sixpence, Sam and I went to see Whisper House at the Other Palace, which is another one of my favourite venues in London. I just absolutely love it there, and I hadn't seen Sam for ages. She'd gone to Disney for like 3 weeks, and so we'd seen each other at the Half Sixpence event the night before, and we'd already sort of planned to go and see Whisper House. So it was just so lovely to get to hang out with her 2 days in a row, and this was a show that I'd been looking forward to. I was really looking forward to seeing it, just because it sounded so different, and I love seeing stuff at the Other Palace. It's just my favourite. I got our tickets for that on Today Tix, which was super easy because they do £15 rush tickets. So yeah, it's just a few taps and you've got £15 seats, and they're amazing seats. So yeah, go watch the vlog and see where we were sat and what we thought of the show. I really enjoyed it. The next theatre thing isn't a show. It's not really an event or anything. Well, it is an event, but I booked tickets for Broadway Con next year. They went on sale on the 20th. And it was a bit of a palaver to try and book them. Basically, I mixed up the time zones, totally confused myself on when they were actually going on sale, and then I went to book them and my bank wouldn't let me because they thought it was someone else using my card. So I was frantically trying to like re-enter my bank details in every time, like, why is this not working? And then called up my boyfriend and I was like, please, like, because he was at home, so I was like, please can you book this for me, like, use whatever money you have and I will pay you back. And so yeah, I'm going to Broadway Con in 2018 and I'm so excited. If you've been to Broadway Con and have any tips and advice for me, please do let me know, because I'm a little bit scared. I think it's going to be my first convention, and if you are also booked to go to Broadway Con next year, let me know and maybe we can hang out, and that'd be really cute. I'm really excited. I'm like beyond excited. Okay, so the last show that I saw in April was another one that I was really looking forward to. I booked tickets quite on a whim. I booked them the day before because I was just thinking, this week, currently it's Friday now when I'm filming, I've not been to see anything this week and I feel a bit like, oh my god. So last week when I realised this, because it's been a bit of a packed work week for me, I kind of not panicked, but I was like, I just need to see something else. So I booked a ticket for the comedy about bank robbery, because they do a deal on Sundays where you can get band A tickets. So that's like second price, like top price, second price, wow, words, tickets. You can get them for £25, which is such a bargain. They're normally like £52, I think. So I just thought, screw it, I really want to see the show. I'm just gonna do it. So I had an amazing seat in the stalls. The show was hilarious. My vlog of that will be up after this video, so it'll be linked in the description for all you future people watching, so you can go back and watch that. It was just hilarious. And then one last thing that I want to mention because it really excites me. So after seeing the comedy about bank robbery, I was kind of like, oh, I've like seen everything in the West End that I really want to see. And at first I was like, damn, what am I gonna do now? And I thought, wait, I can revisit some shows. And for some reason, the main one, I was like, I really want to see it again, was obviously the one that's currently one of the hardest shows to get tickets for, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. So I was talking to a colleague at work and he said that he'd picked up a ticket the other day, and it was one of the like £20 seats in the balcony. Obviously they just quietly put tickets back onto the website, so it's always worth checking the website, and that's what I did. I checked for May and there wasn't really anything, but then June they had like 4 sets of both parts, so like 8 days where tickets were available, like single seats. But it was so frustrating, I couldn't find them on my phone, like because I wanted to take my boyfriend and I just couldn't, like it wouldn't let me see even if 2 seats were separate, if that makes sense. So when I finished work, I practically ran up to the Palace Theatre and I was like, please, like I saw that you had seats, are any still there? And the guy at the box office was like, well, if you see them online you should book them straight away. And I was like, I know, I couldn't. I was like, well, I saw them for these dates, and like being such a pain, I felt so bad. But then he said, oh, on this day we have seats actually in the stalls, they're slightly restricted for you. And I was like, I'll take them, like just I'll take them. So we ended up paying £80 in total for the both of us, so it's £40 per person, 20 per part. Yeah, that makes sense. So we're gonna be in the stalls, which was where I sat obviously last time I saw it. If you saw that vlog, that'll also be linked below because why not. And I'm so excited to see it again, not only to see the show again, but because it'll be an entire new cast. So I cannot wait. And I was thinking, when I was thinking of buying the tickets, I was like, oh, will it be worth vlogging? Like I've already seen it. And then I realised it'll be a new cast, and yeah, it might be interesting for you guys to see what the like slightly restricted view seats are like. So yeah, I'm really excited, and I'm probably gonna buy more merchandise this time, which my bank account will not like. Oh well. Pretty sure I'm not missing anything out. I think that is everything for April. As I said, I think I've seen everything for now that I want to see in the West End, but next month ideally I'll be going to see a couple of touring productions that are coming near London, and also there's a couple of fringe shows that I want to check out. So things won't go quiet on here, I promise you. I also want to film some more like sit down videos like this, because as much as I love going to the theatre and showing you guys what I'm up to, and like being on the go with the vlogs, it's quite nice sometimes to just sit down and have a chat. If there are any topics that you'd specifically like me to cover, also sorry about my upstairs neighbours, I hate them. Yeah, if there are any topics that you want me to talk about, please do let me know, because it's always good to have those ideas in the brain bank. As usual, please do let me know what you've been to see recently, or what you're planning on seeing, or what you're hoping to see, or what you'd love to see. Let's just chat about theatre in the comments. Yeah? Okay, good. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do give it a thumbs up if you have, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and you'd like to see more of me in the future. I hope you're all doing really well, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!